Question of the day. This one was sent in early by Ashton, who said, who would be the actor or director you would want to see have a comeback and why? So you have certain actors, directors, top of the world, fall from grace or whatever, whether fall from grace or just, they took a break and never quite came back, or they just slipped out of the A-list. I'm glad he asked in advance because I was able to make a list of a number of different people for a number of different reasons. I'm going to kick one off that's a little bit of I'd say this one is half done. Brendan Fraser. This one is half done, obviously, because he won the Oscar. So he has he's back in terms of got prestige. He was supposed to be in a big comic book movie or medium-sized comic book movie, Batgirl. But the one that he was in was the one that got shelved. And so you have this guy that was A-lister, big, gigantic movies, comes back and he's in Aronofsky film that gets him an Oscar. He's in a Scorsese film in a small role. But what he hasn't done is make the comeback to the genre where he's most famous. So whether that is The Mummy 4 or some other big film, or if it is finally getting that comic book movie made that doesn't get whatever it is. But mainstream success, not just success to prestige actor side to it, completing the comeback. Other one on here immediately comes to mind for me is Mel Gibson. Some of this is because I've quite literally been reading books about Mad Max for the last several weeks. And so I've got Mel Gibson and Mad Max on the brain. And if you're kind of one of my younger viewers, if you fall into any of my main demographics, you don't realize like how big of a star Mel Gibson was. Like he was massive. He was A-list movie star guy, and then he does Braveheart, and it's a hit film, and he wins all the Oscars. Like he wins them, and then he has 8 more years of being a movie star on top of that, and his fall out of the top of the world started before drunken racist rants, drunken yell at girlfriend, horrible racist rants. Like all that started before, where he kind of took a little bit of a break, and then he did the Passion of the Christ, and then he kind of just had this really dark window of time. But this was a great movie star, a great actor, and a great director, the full package. And for some reason, he had this very dark period in his life where you talk, like even in these books, like they talk about it because they were going to film Fury Road before the dark times. He was going to star in it. And then between then and when it got shot, the dark times happened. And so there's like active quotes from all these people that know him. And it was like, it was weird to them. Like I've known the guy for 30 years. Like I'm as shocked as anyone, because that's not the guy I know. And whatever it was, whether it was the addiction or whatever, just brought darkness out of him. As someone that has had my own issues with addiction, alcohol, own dark side has been revealed to those. Luckily, you guys have never seen it, but those in real life, like people closest to me saw a dark side to me. Perhaps to give you a different perspective, but this is a guy that he's also very famous for being the guy that reaches out to whoever in Hollywood is having their own mental break, their own dark moment. He's famous for being the guy that reaches out to them. He's pivotal in Robert Downey Jr.'s story. In interviews 11 years ago, just in the middle of Charlie Sheen's mental break 12, 13 years ago, he's just dropping like, of course Mel Gibson came to talk to me and tried to help, but just casually saying that because, and he says, of course Mel Gibson, because everyone knows he's the guy that does that. You can't take back saying horrible things. As someone that has said horrible things while under alcohol that do not reflect who I think I am, it maybe just gives me a different. I obviously don't know Mel Gibson, but I know myself and what came out of me. And knowing he's a person that actively tries to help people not go down that path, room for more. Here's some quick ones. I feel like Vince Vaughn, another like actor that seems like he's slowly just drifted out of the being A-lister, and he can do drama, and of course he could be really funny. Some directors, John Woo, he had his comeback movie last year, but it really wasn't a comeback movie for a big Hollywood movie. John McTiernan, this guy had a run where he did Predator, Die Hard, 2 of my top 10 movies of all time, and then Hunt for Red October, great thriller, and then was great in the 90s, and then Legal Trouble disappeared. George Lucas, maybe the most obvious one in a sense. I don't know that you can get more greatness at, I don't know that there's something there, but George Lucas stopped directing anything but Star Wars movies 45 years ago. That's a shame. So if there's one more, that'd be great. John Carpenter, he's only done one movie in the last 20 years. Paul Verhoeven left Hollywood. So go do one more wild, crazy Paul Verhoeven movie but in his old age. I would love to see it. So those are the ones that come to mind for me. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.